Hello, welcome to Decrease Crime. And today I want to talk about drug legalization because that's the real debate. By the way, please like, share, subscribe this with your friends and family, anybody you think would like this, and comment down below. It helps. And always remember, Decrease Crime is free. Decrease it. Um, so for the most part, I was just thinking about, how can we fix the crime wave and the homelessness because they have definitely increased. And if some people know the word, it says that it history repeats itself. And one thing we know for certain is that during the Prohibition era, there was a lot of crime because the people wanted for the alcohol to be legal because it wasn't for whatever reason. Now, I think the reason why they wasn't fighting for drugs to be legal was because they already were. They definitely wasn't illegal until the 70s. And so that just got me to thinking that, hey, wouldn't this be a great topic to talk about so that people can start to maneuver around what's going on wrong, and let's try to figure out what we can do to make things better. And I think we need to clean these drugs up, and they need to be legal because for the most part you have a lot of decent folks out here in the world, but they can't get a job because they have illegal drugs in their system. For example, marijuana, which usually takes about 30 days to get out of people's system, and if not longer. And so most people can't wait that long to get a job. And unfortunately, that's the number one barrier for a lot of people to seek meaningful employment. Not only that, drugs are looked at as being very shameful, and a lot of these drugs that are illegal now were at one point in time legal. So it's hard to understand why can't they be legal now. But that's all. I pretty much just want to step in real quick and just give you my thoughts about, drugs. They should make them clean so that we can stop the homelessness, stop the violence. It's just too much going on nowadays, and it shouldn't be like this. And what can we do? It is, here you have it. We're getting to a society that's starting to look like a third world country, and you have a lot of foreigners. They get to come over here and they get to play both sides of the fence. They get to play Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They get to come and pretend as if their morals are the same as ours. This is a Christian based society, but there are no other countries on the planet Earth that I know of that have Christian based values. That means that they're lawless. And excluding Europe, but from my understanding, when it comes to African Americans, people of color, and Europe, you probably prefer not to be in Europe, but I guess some people have a different, um, a different experience than others. Me personally, I haven't been there. Can't wait to go. Once I get to where I can find someone to travel with and get all the loose ends tied and everything like that, and then get it paid for. Um, the biggest thing I want to say is there's a problem with women. It seems as if men are able to use women to get what they want. And I don't mean from the woman, I mean like from the drug man. Like I was saying before, just imagine in another tape I had made on a different segment. Just imagine if you're a drug addict and you did whatever you had to do that was not something that you want to talk about, and you got the money to go purchase your whatever, and then you get there and they take your money and they be like, well, where's the woman? We need girls, and we don't need just your average girl. We need a decent one that for some odd reason she's like a decent person, and we want to be able to use her to bring smuggle in more drugs. So she's supposed to be corporate America and then just trap queen all in one, and it's sad because that tells you something wrong with the drug man. And why would people allow themselves to get to the point to where they need drugs? They willing to go through so many different lengths. So for example, you prefer to use this job knowing that when you try to go to your mama house or your baby mama house or any decent human being house, you're gonna get the cops called on you because they don't want to be around you because of what you're willing to do to get the drugs. And so that's what we're not looking at, what people are willing to do to get the drugs. And also, most importantly, why are our pastors not speaking up for us? That should be very concerning to women that still go to a brick and mortar church. Why is it that your pastor is not on the same page as a logical human being with asking for justice for women? Why are all our women being attacked and whatnot? And the pastors should be making the most noise because the word tells us to protect the weaker vessel. And it goes to show you that those are not real pastors. Just because someone goes to Bible school doesn't mean that God is in them. Because if they were, no man would be able to just sit back logically and see what's going on nowadays and don't even voice it. Like, don't even take out an ad or anything about, hey, let's stop all this crime against women. Specifically, we're people. We're more than just something to use to exchange drugs for, so your money won't be kept. We're more than just a go-between or whatever these guys are thinking that women are. We're people, and we should be treated the same way that you want to be treated. So I definitely am a big advocate for trying to create a ground safely where women, we need to come out these churches because they're destroying our families. We need decent men in our lives so bad that we looking at these pastors, the men and women type of pastors, as surrogate fathers and uncles and the whatnots that we've been around that have hurt us so much. And they have the suits, they have the titles, but we don't understand that people can hide the fact that they're on drugs forever, and you would never know. Some of them can't hide. They just, the way they behaving, there's no way they're not getting high. But then you have some people who maybe have a little bit more class, more finesse, more je ne sais quoi, whatever you call it, to where you can't necessarily, and you never got high with them. You know, you don't get high. So it's hard to say, okay, this person is getting high when you never got high with them, or you never seen them get high, in so many words. Like, how can you say this person is getting high? Well, if this person is supposed to be a title like a pastor, and he's not getting angry with how women are being targeted for violence, he's getting high because it's not rational. He's a part of the problem, or she, if they're not voicing that women are people too, and women should not be treated like we are to be used to exchange for drugs or whatever else. The Bible says that women are not supposed to be bought, sold, or traded, or enslaved, or any of that. I don't care what religion you are. I read them all. None of them say that women are supposed to be treated any differently than men. It's contrary to that. And as we can see, you know, time repeats itself. But that's pretty much all I have to say. I can keep on going on and on and on. I definitely have a video on soap making that I want to put out. I made some soap, so if anybody is interested in maybe getting a sample to see if you like it, tell me how much you would pay for it. Because I'm not doing like this soap for $1. I mean, like, if I have to sell it for $1, it's going to be like sample sizes or something. Like, this is not Dollar Tree. I'm trying to come up with a, you know, something, a little gig on the side. And I do make soap. It's been a while since I made it, and it makes me feel good when I use it. I really like it, so I hope that other people will too. So I know, like my last video, I was a little bit more more emphasis in my tone, so I sound a little bit more upbeat and happy. But you know, like I said, I got this little goth vibe because everything is extremely dark. It's extremely dark is, you know, how many homeless people we have and how women seem to kind of fall in line with this, you know, being treated like, you know, like we're not people, we're people. And I think it may be because we have a lot of foreigners here that are blending in. See, we see the same color, but we don't recognize this person is from Afghanistan, or this person is from the Congo. And they're from a third world country where women don't have rights, where they don't have laws, they don't have a judicial system. You know, what they have is violence. What they have is women being mistreated. And so because they're not familiar with us, they never went to school with us, they have no problem treating us like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So we have to keep that in mind. You know, a lot of y'all think that our black men, they're not doing good enough, so I want to go get me a man from Africa, not understanding that in Africa they don't have laws, they don't have a judicial system. Women are considered to be beneath the men, and that, they come over here and they get with American women, and you're not realizing that in his country, ask him to take you to his country and see how his women are treated. And that's a good thing to understand, that these men from different countries, they don't respect their women. Like, they don't look at their women as people, as human. So be careful, women, with what you're dealing with. A lot of these guys that are American don't even look like they think women are human. Like we're some kind of cartoon character that you can throw a piano on from the third floor and they'll still survive. Who knows what they're thinking? And then, to just be killing women and walk away like they just went to Starbucks or something is hard to understand. It's hard to explain, and it's a shame that no one is really taking the time out and say, hey, let's stop separating us because my hair is kinky, your hair is straight, my skin is dark, yours is light. Let's start separating us on pure intellect and pure motives. How do you feel about women? And what do you do to make certain that women have the same rights as everybody else? But this is decreased crime because it's free. Until next time, stay blessed, family. I love you.